Other than the Raiders, Ike, and they might not even have a vacancy depending on what they decide with Bisaccia, of those remaining 6 teams, Broncos, Dolphins, Jaguars, Bears, Vikings, and Giants, what would be the most appealing position to you?
The Bears for me, and the reason why I say the Bears is I like Justin Fields and company. I get a young quarterback. He's very athletic. He captures the team just like a Joe Burrow captures the Cincinnati Bengals. He's very liked, very respected in that locker room, which is hard. You can tell all he want to do is get better, and you've been seeing that week after week. His thing, he just got to stay from the injuries. You know what I'm saying? He got to learn in the offseason. He got to go take some baseball lessons and learn how to slide. You know what I'm saying? He got to get his butt out of bounds. But at the same time, they have the running backs. They have the wide receivers. Now, I would pick up a tight end or two, and I get back to my defensive line. A couple of years ago, when Nagy was doing his thing, they had a good defense. He kind of inherited that defense. Now I need to get back to the same thing for that defense. So what I would do in the offseason when it comes down to the draft, I would draft, specifically, I will go a couple of rounds high on the defensive side. I get my guy one more receiver and another running back and a tight end, but I'll go low from that standpoint, the bottom half of the draft class from that standpoint. But that's exactly what I do. But I find the Chicago Bears very interesting because I got a young, talented stud in Justin Fields, and him and I, we can partner, we can get married ASAP, just what they're doing over there in Arizona between the head coach and the quarterback. You got a young head coach, you got a young quarterback. They both on the same page. They have some kind of understanding, and they're in the playoffs as well.
Ike, glass half empty, Mark is out on the pod, and I'm going to go Lee Corso on you here. Not so fast with the Bears. No general manager as well. To me, the GM position should be hired before the head coach, so you don't have an incoming GM who has to inherit a head coach that he didn't hire. Now, the reason I say this also comes with the news that broke this morning on Wednesday morning, Ike, that the Bears have requested permission to interview Steelers VP Omar Khan. Khan has interviewed for other positions before. He interviewed for the Texans GM job last year, in addition to the Panthers job. Khan is a guy that the Steelers could also promote internally with the news that Kevin Colbert's going to step aside after the 2022 draft. So he could stay in Pittsburgh, but I think he might have some leverage if he is in fact taking general manager interviews, and he's going to do that with the Bears. And that, well, let me rephrase that.
If Omar gets the general manager job for the Bears,
be a great hire.
We have a job.
What do you mean by that, Ike?
We have a job. I've been Omar been wanting to hire me for the past since I was a Steeler. So if he was going to Houston, I'm telling you, we have a job. I'm telling you, we have a job, Mark. We have a job.
I love this. I think that highly of Omar Khan as well. We've spoken about how respected he is within the Steelers organization. He has worked for the Steelers since 2001, Ike. So I would be very surprised if he left Pittsburgh, but we'll see. Now, again, my pushback with the Bears is this. You mentioned I love Justin Fields as well, but the Bears are due to lose 2 of their best players in free agency. Akeem Hicks and Allen Robinson are both unrestricted free agents. Now, they might want too high of a salary for what the Bears can afford. The Bears do have some salary cap available, about $40 million this offseason. To me, I want to know who the GM is before I can say, is this going to be a successful marriage for whoever the next head coach is? And that's my big question mark in Chicago, just given their struggles the last several years.
Yeah, Mark, but at the same time, between the 2 DTs, man, you can get one. And you can restructure a few guys' contract, like Khalil. You can restructure their contract over some salary cap up. The thing for me, man, is just Justin Fields. I figured out on defense. I draft some young guys on defense. You saw what the Dallas Cowboys did in their draft. You saw the benefits they're receiving right now, with Dan Quinn. And it's a simple defense. I just need to go get me a stud or two, a game changer who can set the tone, and that was Micah Parsons for the Dallas Cowboys. A young guy who's hungry, he's athletic, super talented. He just set the tone, regardless on whether you're an 8-year veteran or you just got paid $100 million. The best person on that defense is Micah Parsons, and you understand that. I do the same thing for the Chicago Bears. It's just now I got a guy who's on offense, Justin Fields, who's that guy, I found me a guy on defense. Whoever I draft could be that guy. But as far as like the 2D tackles, I ain't worrying about it. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna lose one, and I'm gonna keep one. Okay. And I'm gonna restructure guys I need to restructure. But that's where I'm going with it.